spend a minute or two talking about how you evaluate these things. I'm going to jump to actually the last bullet point on these slides first. It can be not elaborate at all. If you're, think about what your purpose is. So if your purpose is just, I just want to start class discussion. I just want them to think outside of the classroom on our topics. It can just be a participation grade. And I generally set a floor in. So, it could be per week, 1 or 2 per week, or X or the amount of the semester. If it were a semester type of thing, I would suggest that they have to have so many by the middle part of the semester, or maybe per month, because you put toward the end, you have a bunch of students who tend to like do a bunch right at the end, which doesn't really help you when you're trying to engage students in discussion throughout the semester. So I would suggest that you think about doing it periodically over time. So, and the top bullet points are for the first example I showed you for the semester-long curation. And again, in editing and in journalism, this is becoming more and more important. So this is more elaborate. So I give them a grade, 15% of the grade on the curation is quantity. How many did they do? Now it has to be something substantial. They just can't post 2 words and have it count, right? It has to be some level of analysis going on there. And then in the semester, I'll just count up the number per student, find the class mean. If they're above the class mean, that's probably A or B, or high B in that level. If it's at the mean or below, it's B or below. So it gives them some grade just for how many they do. The largest part of the grade I have for what I call news judgment. So did they keep up? So they have to have so many in that example each week. So did they keep up on their topic? Several students did curations this past semester on the marriage amendment in North Carolina. So, if they had very few posts in March, or it took a couple, 3 weeks off in April, well, that was when some news was happening on the topic. So they kind of get knocked down on that part of the grade a little bit. Did they keep up? Did they miss things that you would expect to see in a curation like that? Sourcing. So that even curation, if you're pulling everything from the New York Times, well, I can go to the New York Times. That's not really helpful to me. So I want to see a variety of sources, but also see some credibility. So I want to see that the sources you're pulling from at least have some level of credibility. Not that you're going to agree with every single source that you cite or you talk about, but are they people who would know something about the topic, just not Joe's side about fracking, right? Is there some level of expertise of the things you're pulling from? And last, we get toward headlines and get toward writing. So again, depending on what your purpose is, you may just have one just for, did you have relatively good grammar? This being a copy editing class, I go a little deeper. So we talk about how to write good headlines overall, and then writing them for search engine optimization. And there's a lot of information out there you could find about writing for SEO. So I give a grade for that part of it, and then the writing. Not only clarity, grammar in this case, but I want to see keywords. I want to see the inline links, the highlighted words need to have words that a search engine would find relevant to the search. So on the large semester-long assignment, it's fairly detailed. So I have several areas I'm looking at. At least one point of the semester, I'll have students self-evaluate. So I'll have them call up their curations on the screen. It's in the computer lab, and they'll switch spots and they will write comments. So are you doing okay in these areas? So some sort of check-in along the way on the semester-long projects are helpful. Or again, if you're just trying to create engagement, it can just be very simple. Did you participate part of the grade? So think about what you're trying to accomplish with using this type of assignment. In terms of evaluation, especially if it's a larger class. I've tried this similar thing with classes of 30, and the grading can be a bear. So you have to think about, what's reasonable for your time, and is it worth is the engagement worth the time it might take to evaluate this type of thing. I think web curation is certainly something that's not going away, and I think it's something that you, depending on the course, can use to really help students dig deeper into your classes.